Hello and welcome. This is BQ Prime. I am Agam Vakil and this is the inaugural F&O show. This is where we get you updates from the markets, the kind of trends that we are seeing, whether it is an up move, down move, or some amount of consolidation, and how we can leverage, well, pun intended there, use options as well as futures in order to take advantage of what we can expect going in. Well, we will talk about a lot of things that are happening in the market, specifically derivatives, as well as talk to experts and see as to what they have to say with respect to, well, the different trends that are playing out and what their expectations are with respect to several stock futures as well. Before we go in, let's take a look at what's happening with the current markets. Now, at the moment, we're looking at the Nifty, which has been trading flattish or off late. It's been consolidating. Not much has happened. In fact, it's as flat as it can be this Monday morning. But do remember that we're also near life highs. Well, that's one thing that's always going to be in place because we are still in an uptrend without seeing any significant correction. As far as the Nifty is concerned, and all the levels that we are looking at is at the moment we're looking at a lot of activity around the 20,300 mark and the 20,200 mark. And by that, I mean calls. A lot of activity happening there. But one may suspect that at least as far as this week is concerned, we are looking at a little more writing around the 20,300 call, which means that at least in the near term, over the next 5 days before the Nifty expiry, that may act as a little bit of a resistance. At least on the lower end, the 20,000 mark becomes firmer and firmer every single day as a little bit of a support. And this is, further enunciated by the fact that we're seeing more and more writing around that put, the 20,000 put. So that's as far as the Nifty is concerned. And besides that, a lot of activity around, the 20,200 calls as well as puts, possibly a lot of writing. Some may even argue that, well, a lot of the positional traders are writing straddles out there. But it's a wait and watch because we certainly are seeing not too much in terms of option premiums off late, at least as far as the expiries through the course of this week are concerned. That will include the Bank Nifty expiries, which expire on Wednesday, and the Nifty expiries coming in on Thursday. But before we go ahead, let's also get in our expert today. We have Vinay Rajani of HDFC Securities, who looks at technicals as well as the derivatives market. Vinay, good morning, and thanks so much for joining in. Vinay, let's just start by taking a look at what you think of where the indices are heading, and how would you play them with respect to futures and options?
Yeah, good morning, Agam, and thanks for having me on the show. So talking about the index, we are still into uptrend. As you said, that Nifty and Bank Nifty both have been performing well, and those both indices have not been breached any crucial supports, the near-term supports. Both indices are trading above that 5 days exponential moving average. And as you said, that there has been call writing at 20,300, and there has been a put writing also around 20,000, 20,100 strike price. So it is a range in today's session, but overall primary trend of the market is still bullish, and especially we have seen that traction shifting from the mid cap, small caps to the large caps. Now many large cap stocks are giving fresh breakouts on the charts, and leadership is there in the large cap segment only, and PSU banks are performing well. So rotation in large caps is happening. So overall sentiment is good, and we have crossed the previous all-time high. Previous all-time high was 19,991. So the as per the change of polarity, this previous all-time high, the previous resistance will now is expected to act as a support. So technically speaking, 19,991 to 20,000 is a technical strong support, and there has been a put writing around that particular level 20,000, 20,100. So we are basically advising our clients to continue to hold on to the long positions, though there are some indicators which are giving some signs that call writing is happening at higher level and some sort of overbought conditions are there technically. But it would be advisable not to go against the trend. Right now the trend is positive, and unless we see some support getting breached on the downside, we should continue to hold on to the long position. So basically our advice is to go long in Nifty September future with around this level, and stop loss can be kept at 20,100, and on the upside we can expect a target of 20,350.
Right. We're also looking at the Bank Nifty expiry on Wednesday. Based on that, of course, the Bank Nifty has not yet moved above its lifetime high yet. What is your view on the Bank Nifty?
Yeah, so chances are there that good chances are there. In fact, the probability is high that it will cross the all-time high. It is not far. 46,400 odd level was the previous resistance and the all-time high for the Bank Nifty. And the way rotation is going on right now, PSU banks are moving well, though they don't have that much weightage in the Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty is mainly having weightage of the private sector banks, but it is still into uptrend. I am expecting that Bank Nifty will soon surpass the previous high, which was 46,400. As far as derivative data is concerned, there was a short covering in the last weeks. Around 11% was fall was there in the open interest, and Bank Nifty went up. So there was a short covering. In Nifty, we have been witnessing a massive long build up where we saw 11%, 13%. In fact, a long build up was there in the Nifty, while Bank Nifty is continuously giving a sign of short covering. So the way FIs are building their positions in Nifty and Bank Nifty, FIs are actually creating longs in the Nifty and Bank Nifty future segment both. So I'm expecting that there are good probability and high probability that Bank Nifty will soon surpass the previous all-time high of 46,400.
Fair enough, and a handful of PSU banking stocks are certainly supporting the up move for the banking industry. So you have PNB, which is up around 5%. We're looking at good gains in Bank of Baroda. SBI, the largest of them all, as far as the PSUs are concerned, is also up around 1%. And we're certainly seeing a lot of traction in a handful of these PSU banking names. So and with good longs building in too. Vinay, you have a call in one of these PSU banks as well. Can you take us through that one?
Yeah, so talking about the index first, so Nifty PSU Bank Index has registered a fresh all-time high. It is a multi-year breakout. So long-term chart breakout we have seen in the PSU Bank Index, but there are many stocks which are trading much below their all-time high. So if you were to talk about the Bank of Maharashtra, it is trading at all-time high and March or around 52-week high. There are many stocks which are at 52-week high, but there are many stocks like Canara Bank and Bank of Baroda. They are still at much distance from their all-time high. The high was seen in 2010, so they are quite lower though from those level, and now we can see some breakouts coming in on the medium term charts. So one of the favorite stock and one of the stock which we like technically as well as from the derivative perspective is the Canara Bank. So Canara Bank has actually given the downward sloping trend line breakout on the weekly and monthly chart. So it is a medium to long term chart breakout, and we see some traction coming in. However, we have seen some traction, more traction in the small cap stocks like UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and Central Bank. But now we can expect some traction shifting from small cap, mid cap PSU banks to the mid sized PSU banks like Canara Bank and Bank of Baroda. So I like Canara Bank a lot, and if you are a trader or the option trader, you can even go long in the Canara Bank in the way of call options. So we can buy Canara Bank September 370 call option around 8 premium. The stop loss can be kept at 5, and target can be seen at 13 rupees. So for next 2 to 4 sessions, one can go long in Canara Bank with the help of call options of 370. Target would remain at 13.
Sure, fair enough, Vinay. And what about two more calls, but this time you're playing futures. Can you take us through that as well?
Yeah, so I would like to recommend here two future recommendation. First is from the FMCG space. So this is the stock which is outperforming the overall FMCG space, which is Tata Consumer. The Tata Consumer actually gave breakout couple of sessions back, and after that we saw some running correction or consolidation in the counter. But now again, I think looking at today's moment, I think overall considering the primary trend, I believe that soon it will resume its primary uptrend. So things are good at the charts, and the weekly charts, monthly charts are very strong. So considering that, I'm recommending Tata Consumer September future around 880, 881 odd level. 867 should be the stop loss in the trading long positions, and I would recommend a target of 902 in next 2 to 4 sessions. And yeah, so the third recommendation. So I would go for the UPL. So United Phosphorus is one of the stocks which actually underperformed the index and underperformed the broader market in last 6 months, but now it has developed. It is developing well on the charts. We have seen a fresh inverted head and shoulder breakout on the daily chart. So looking at the short-term chart, it looks like a bullish reversal case, the trend reversal case, and I think this can extend the rally from here. So UPL September future can be bought around 635. I would recommend a stop loss at 624, and the short-term target for UPL would be September future would be 653.
Sure. Vinay, I'll end this with just a question. This is perhaps a little more theoretical as compared to, applying things practically. You used the call option going long on Canara Bank instead of going on the futures. Can you tell us why?
So the momentum, we are looking at the momentum, and the option prices for moving fast, we need a momentum. And this is the index where we have seen momentum building in. So these are stocks which are giving fast returns. And considering the momentum in the entire PSU space and the kind of breakout we have seen, I'm expecting that if movement comes, it will be faster, and getting returns in option segment will be significant. So in future, conservatively, one can go long, but in premium secure, you can easily see a 100% jump if even if stock goes up by 2% or 3% from here. So that kind of movement I'm expecting in the PSU banks, and that kind of breakout is there in the stock like Canara Bank. And that is the only reason I'm recommending options rather than going for the futures in Canara Bank.
Fair enough, Vinay. That makes absolute sense. And of course, you're also taking advantage of the convexity of going long options. And that's the reason why, that has a tremendous advantage, especially when you're playing and trading in the near term. Well, we will be keeping an eye out on the Bank Nifty, essentially making that fresh lifetime high. But until then, we will keep tracking the markets. Vinay Rajani, thank you so much for joining us and taking us through your views on the markets. And with that, we are at an end to this section. But stay tuned to BQ Prime, and we will keep bringing you more.